Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
नमस्कार, वेलकम टू कॉमन इंडियन वॉइस। ओम। आज हमारे साथ स्वामी जी है, प्रजानंद सरस्वती जी। एंड आज से हम लोग हर वीक एक दिन, दैट इज एवरी सैटरडे, हम लोग गीता का अर्थ उनसे समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। एंड ऑफ कोर्स गीतांजलि जी भी हमारे साथ है। नमस्कार स्वामी जी, नमस्कार गीतांजलि जी, वेलकम।
स्वामी जी।
स्वामी जी, पहला क्वेश्चन मैं पूछूंगी, फिर गीतांजलि जी पूछेंगे। गीता क्यों इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है?
Let me start with the slogan. Om Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devagi Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sarvobhanishado Gavo Dokta Gopalanandana Partho Valsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gidamradam Mahad. Om. Bhagavad Gita, as we all know, is in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, chapters 25 to 43. This is important because it covers all the aspects of a human being. Physically, how our life should go on. Mental health, it takes care of our mental health. Even great leaders have taken refuge in Bhagavad Gita whenever they are confused. Even now, people who are great leaders in their respective fields of life, they take refuge in Bhagavad Gita. Like you must all have heard about Metro Man, Bhagavad Gita. He studies Bhagavad Gita every day. Metro Man is Sridharan. Similarly, it has been a guide and solace and mother for all the saints who have made their mark in the spiritual world. Otherwise also, those who have been totally withdrawn and doing their sadhana, they are also no less greater. So they all have found solace in Bhagavad Gita and they have found guidance in Bhagavad Gita. So it guides all the aspects of our life. And about the philosophy that has been developed and evolved in our land, Bharatvarsha, India, now it is called like that. All that which is to be known about that philosophy, everything finds reference in Bhagavad Gita. Even Buddha, Jaina, which are non-Vedic philosophies, their philosophies also are found in a seed form in Bhagavad Gita. So these things make Bhagavad Gita a very, very valuable and distinct scripture. It is not a book, but independent book, but it became an independent book. And especially after Shankaracharya selected this part from Mahabharata, there are other Gitas also. Hansa Gita is there, Shiva Gita is there, Uddhava Gita is there. There are many other, Rama Gita is there. But this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavat means by the God. So Bhagavad Gita was selected by Shankaracharya and he wrote a detailed description about it, interpretation, bhashya. So that made Bhagavad Gita very prominent because something recognized by Shankaracharya has to be of the highest order. That was the idea at that time. And after that also, we can find that after Shankaracharya gave his interpretation, bhashya, all the great founders of great philosophies, Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, Advaita, everybody had their own interpretations of bhashya of Bhagavad Gita Upanishad, and Brahma Sutra. And also all the ancient scriptures, they were written in a new light after Shankaracharya, like Puranas, Bhojaraja, Raja Bhoj. He had all of them written, compiled again. Acharya gave a bhashya of Vedas in the 14th century. So similarly, all the scriptures were revisited in that light. Everybody had to be in that, they have to fall in line with Shankara's thought. So this has this tremendous change Bhagavad Gita has brought about in our philosophical basis of our life, of our civilization. Now it is not only in our country, it is there all over the world in all the languages. This has been translated, this special book, which is a very concise digest of our philosophy. Only 700 slokas, out of that also only 570 are the philosophical side, rest are just explanations or questions or Arjuna's statements about his condition. So this is a very concise digest of our philosophy, but it explains repeatedly, things are explained repeatedly, and also in great details, like karma. What is karma? What is karma yoga? What are the gunas? What are their functions? This much detailed explanation we find nowhere in our scriptures. They are very important aspects. Purusha, Prakriti. Even in Sankhya Sutra, it is not described in such detail, Purusha and Prakriti, as it is described in Bhagavad Gita. So, and all the 4 type of bhakti, yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, and raja yoga, that is meditation. All the yoga and other yogas also, laya yoga, japa yoga, yajna, all these find mention and detailed description in Bhagavad Gita. So we nowhere such a special mention of these yogas and everything is found. So this is a very, very special scripture for the human society itself, not only for Hindus, not only for India, it is for the entire human society, civilization. So anybody who wants to improve himself or herself, improve oneself, they have to study Bhagavad Gita. This has become an essential part of our civilization and philosophy.
Gitanjali ji, please ask.
Have I answered you completely? Okay, thank you.
I have a small question which arises when I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita. So the main verse, which is the most famous verse, the Karmanyavadhikaraste verse. So in that, it says, Ma Phaleshu Kadachan. So, but in life, what I found is that without a desire for the phal, it's difficult to motivate oneself to do the karma. So how do we resolve that conflict? How do we still keep on doing karma without having a goal in mind or having a desire for phal in the mind?
Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hedubhu ma te sangasta karmani. So it says, do not have any attachment towards inaction also. Why? Because to Arjuna, Krishna is saying, and to human beings generally also, you have to evolve by your karma. Action has a result outside, action has a result inside also. We evolve by doing karma. We are karma yoni. Human beings are karma yoni. We can evolve by doing our karma. So the karma has to be from satvika, tamasika level, it has to rise to rajasika, and then from rajasika to satvika level. So this gradual evolution happens only when we do karma, otherwise there is no evolution. So it gives a meaning to the human birth. If you don't do karma, karma is when you have the emotion, bhava, feeling attached to any action, it becomes karma. Otherwise, it is not karma. Merely mechanical, natural actions like digestion, eating, these are not karma. But what we eat, if we are planning, then it becomes our karma. It can be a good karma, bad karma, or a mixed karma. Ishtam, anishtam, mishridam. So, by karma, we evolve. So the fruit of karma is our evolution actually. And the real karma is the bhava, emotion or feeling attached to it. I generally ask a mischievous question. Is it good to cut a person with a knife? Then all will naturally say, no, it's not a good action. If a doctor does it, oh, then it is good. It is for our welfare, well-being. So the bhava behind the action, that is karma. It is not the action itself, which is karma. But unconscious actions like sleeping, waking, eating, digestion, circulation, blood circulation, or even natural walking, these are not karma as such, they are actions. But when they become karma, when the purpose is there behind them, when there is a purpose, there is a feeling, there is an emotion, then it becomes a karma. Now the karma can be sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, I said, but all of them are binding. When the karma becomes karma yoga, only then it will become a path to liberation. So for being a yoga, the karma has to be performed selflessly, not for oneself. So there will be fruit. There is a see, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadajana. This can be interpreted in a common way that we work, but we do not seek or look at the fruit or do not even collect it. Fruit, it ripens on a tree, but karma phala is also likened to you sowing a seed, then it becoming a tree, then the tree gives a fruit. So nature has a method of accepting your karma and then giving you the fruit. That's why it is called karma phala. So that phala will come. Naturally, it will come. But if we think during action about phala, then there is our focus will not be in doing it well, perfectly. If a student thinks about results, then he will not study properly. He will fret and fume and worry. That will hamper his studies. Similarly, for any action. So if we are sure of our methods, then there is no need to worry about the fruit. This is the commonest, even though philosophically it might sound very high and useful, but it is the most common down-to-earth explanation of.
So what you're saying is that the intent has to be there when we are doing the karma. There has to be an intent behind it, only then it becomes karma. And in that intent itself, the phal is also contained. If the intent is good, then the phal automatically will be sattvic. So we don't have to worry about it. We only have to worry about our intent. Is that how we should look at it? I think there's a net problem.
Okay. Now you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So the second, a higher explanation is nature has a system, and the fruit will come by that system only. So worrying about the fruit before time is not a proper method, a wise method of doing work. We must have an understanding of the logic, working of the nature. Then only we will have a logical understanding of the fruit. So it is not the fruit that you have to worry. You have to work with the universe. It is actually the universe which is working with us. Without sun and moon, we can't even exist, Earth. So it is the universe which is working on us. This understanding has to be there. This is the second and a higher explanation. And the third explanation is you are evolving. That meaning is taken to a spiritual plane. So those who are fit to evolve by karma yoga, they should not skip the intermediate steps and jump into nivritti marga, that is withdrawal, path of withdrawal. They must stick to action so that they evolve properly and beautifully. into a Jnana Yogi. So Jnana Yoga is a result of Karma Yoga. Sarvam karma ghilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Karma is also a result of knowledge in the plain common sense, because if there is a knowledge only, there is this karma. So unconscious actions are not karma, as I said. If we are unconscious of the result, then it may turn into a karma. What my action will result in, if you don't think about it, then it is a tamasic karma. But there is a knowledge that this karma will result in this. There is a knowledge behind every action. So the karma yogi, he will naturally evolve into jnana yoga and attain Brahma pada, Brahma prapti. That is a natural result of karma yoga. So we must not seek that Brahmi sthiti, and for that we must not skip the intermediary steps. This Arjuna is being warned by Krishna, and everybody is warned. Even the sadhaks, advanced sadhaks, they are warned that if they leave the path of karma, then they will not evolve further. So these three interpretations are there. So generally we must understand karmanyeva adhikaraste. We are entitled to do actions. Ma phaleshu kadajana. The results of action, whether it is a material result, whether it in the outer phenomenal plane, the results, it is not understood properly. It is ignorance which tells us that this action resulted in this result. It is merely ignorance. We don't understand all the factors behind the result. That's why we are saying that. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadajana means the fruits are not to be sought. They will come. Even if they don't come, the result will be that you will evolve. And you will, the karma yoga will take you to the Brahmi sthiti. So that Brahmi sthiti is not to be sought. It is a part of, it is a result of evolution which will be attained naturally, which is told at the end of the chapter. Esha Brahmi sthiti partha naivam prabhya vimukhyati. And the second part, ma karma phala hedurbhu. You should not think that I am doing this, so I am the cause of this result. This is ignorance. Ahangara vimodhatma kartaham iti manyade. Those who are ignorant about themselves and the actions, they think that I have done this. Prakritai kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvacha. All are doing according to their combination of the gunas, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna in them. It is not their personal thought which is resulting into an action. That is another thing. So ma karma phala heturbu mato sangas mate sangas takarmani. You should not be attached, be attracted by inaction. Inaction will not help you evolve. Inaction is only for those who are highly evolved, fully evolved. Naiva tasya kridenartho nagradeneha kastana. Whether he does or he does not do, it doesn't matter. That is for the highest, the soul who has evolved to the highest level, not for others. Even to evolve to that level, they should do. And after that, in further, Krishna says, for Loka Sangraha, to show the right path to the society, you should remain in the karma patha, because Arjuna was a great leader. Similarly, those who are peers, pioneers in their fields, they must continue to do. If they stop, then the other people who have not reached that state, they will be misguided by their life. Seeing their example, they will think, oh, he was also making great efforts. Now he has withdrawn. So it is wise to withdraw now itself. Why wait for such a long time? They might be misguided. Who are not mature enough, they will be misguided. So Loka Sangraha meva bhi sampasyan kartum arhati. That's why Mate Sanghas Takarmani, this warning has been given right in the beginning. Arjuna was withdrawing. Arjuna has done great levels of actions. Arjuna has attained that level of godhood also. Naradeva status has been at, and he is compared to Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottama. Narayana and Nara mean Rishi. To that level, he has evolved by his karma only. He has not done penance for Brahmic tapasya or anything. But still, he has evolved to that level. But still, he should not leave the karma marga, because the society will be, the working of the society will be upset if Arjuna does it. Krishna says, if I do it, then the whole creation will be disturbed. But if you do it, the society and those who are following you, your example, they will be disturbed, and they will leave their, discard their path, and this will hamper their evolution. So this detailed example has to be, a detailed explanation has to be understood. If we only understand about one thing, then we will think, oh, this has been said and it is not proper. It is the proper explanation. It is the proper way to do karma.
I want to ask you, Swamiji, when you are talking about Arjuna and his karma, so उसमें in the Gita, it is written कि कृष्ण बोलते हैं कि अगर तुम्हारी you have been born and you are supposed to fight this war. If you fight, you are thinking that you are going to kill your near and dear ones. But he says, in reality, even if you do not fight, what has to happen will happen. And the ones who have to die or leave this world, they will leave. But if you don't do your karma, if you do not do what you are supposed to do, then your karma will be, ऐसे he says, आपका कर्म का क्या होगा? Something like that. मैं नहीं समझी, आप अगर समझा देंगे तो.
Arjuna, the character which has been described in Mahabharata, that is a very highly evolved character. Indra's son. Indra's son means a highest level of mind. That is the meaning of Indra's son. So he does not have this problem. What Krishna is telling him is, if you don't fight, in that context of Mahabharata war, the Pandava side will be the losers, and those who are greedy and wicked, they will have all the power in their hands. They will not let those who were dependent on you, those who stood by you in your difficult times, they will harass them like anything. They will try to eliminate them as they have been doing with you. So that was one aspect. But the second aspect is, we must not interpret Bhagavad Gita. We can interpret in three levels, all three levels which I said before. In a social and life lesson like understanding, that can be there. But the second is the working of the creation, Adhyatma. That also has to be. But real, this is Brahmajnana. It is a science of Brahmajnana also. So the Pushpika says, Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya. So it is a book of Brahma Vidya. So any book, any scripture which we try to understand, we must understand that everything has been said in the light of the highest level of achievement which that scripture is meant to give, the follower of that scripture. That has to be understood. If some things are taken out of the entire context, then they might have a different meaning. But the real meaning will come only when we understand that this is Brahma Vidya. That is what Shankara did. He told that this is Brahma Vidya. Along with that, within Brahma Vidya, within the scope of a human being to evolve into Brahman, Avarokshanubhuti, into Avarokshanubhuti, other anubhutis are also necessary. That's why they have been mentioned. Shogamogadi. The first chapter has been just brushed off by Shankara as Shogamogadi. Arjun is having attachments and delusions, ignorance. So only that results in Arjuna saying all this. This way he has just brushed it aside.
मगर स्वामी जी बिना मतलब लाइक इन ये गीता में यू नो दे हैव सेड कि वी शुड लर्न टू बिकम डिटैच्ड. वो कैसे हो सकता है? जैसे गीतांजलि जी ने भी बोला था, मोह माया तो छूटती नहीं है. हाउ डू वी बिकम डिटैच्ड?
Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha grihyate. That working of the mind, it has to be understood, but it has to be surpassed. It has to be, we have to grow to a level which is beyond the mind. Yatra vajo nivartande aprapya manasasa. That is the real purpose. If intermediary goals are reached, we must not rest assured, rest on our laurels. We must still have the strength to proceed. So this we must understand. We are not even at the levels of Arjuna. So we must not think that we don't need any effort. So that effort has to be made. And along with that effort, let me tell you that method can be many, but mere method is not the Brahmajnana. We are beyond body, mind, and intellect. We are beyond consciousness and memory. So even in the next birth also, we are that only. We are not that which is in the phenomenal world. It is only a reflection within a reflection.
गीतांजलि जी,
It is compared to some dog. It saw the reflection of the sky in the water. So it thought the sky and sun has fallen into the water. So it started howling. Then it saw that one dog there, it is also howling. So reflection of the reflection. Within the reflection, we are seeing our own self also. We are just under the illusion that we are in that reflection. So world is nothing beyond our senses. There is no world beyond our senses. It is contained within the formation of our senses. It is to satisfy the senses. There are just that this world is also an illusionary formation around us. Without a perceiving center of perception, without a conscious center, there will not be any world. This is the direct experience of everybody when they go to sleep. When they sleep, there is no world. When they wake up, world comes back. World with all its connections. Similarly, death is explained as a deep sleep, Shira Nidra. Means it's not an eternal sleep, but compared to the sleep of normal life, human lifespan, in the lifespan, the sleep means 6 hours, 7 hours. Compared to that, it is Chiranidra, but it is not Chiranidra. It is a process of rebirth. Death means the process of rebirth has started. This chapter is closed. Next chapter, introduction of next chapter is beginning. So that is the understanding which we must have. So there is no need to say that I cannot be. We are. Whether we understand it or not, all the scriptures, they are trying to make us understand. They are not trying to make us that. They are trying to make us understand that we are that. It is only our ignorance, which is again and again in our ignorance, we are denying. No, I am not. I am not. I am not. This denial is hampering recognition. There is only recognition, realization or recognition of one's own status, which is lacking. Otherwise, nothing is lacking.
गीतांजलि जी, आप कोई सवाल पूछेंगे? Last question होगा.
Okay. So this recognition itself. So as they say, there is the only difference between Atma and Paramatma, the soul and super soul, is this recognition that I am the Paramatma. The Atma has to know that it is also Paramatma, right? Is that true, or does the Atma have to evolve, or is it already in that? Is it already in the evolved form, and does the avaran is there? I always get confused over.
We try to read everything intellectually and mentally, and we have to satisfy our intellect and mind. But the Brahman or Atman is beyond mind and intellect. So, however much we try to interpret them with our mind and intellect, we will be confused. It has to be confused because these descriptions do not match with what we know or what we want to know about our own self. Our own self means we are merely viewing, witness to a reflect of our own reflection. There are two types of consciousness. Even in the human brain, the two parts are there. One which conceives the cosmic consciousness that I am part of a cosmos, and one which perceives the individual consciousness that I am within working this body. I am within this body, or I am this body. So the individual consciousness and the cosmic consciousness, Samashti Bodha, Vyashti Bodha, Vishwa Bodha, Vyashti Bodha, both are there. Even in the ordinary human brain, they are there. Now those who are studying brain, they are acknowledging this, that we live as an individual consciousness within a cosmic consciousness. So this is a reflection of our real self as a cosmic being. The being in a cosmic form, not an individual form, not a body, mind, intellect complex. This has to be understood. Our sleep also is an action. We sleep, I am going to sleep. I am feeling sleepy. I have to sleep. So that shows that it is an action. That action reflects our willingness or desire to withdraw from sensual perception. And that is what we do during sleep. I asked a MD student, what is sleep? He could not give a satisfactory explanation. Then he was confused. I am so educated, this man does not seem to be so well educated, and still he is cornering me in my subject. So I told you don't have an explanation. That you understand that first. The senses has to withdraw, and withdrawing the senses has to needs the approval of the being, that now you can withdraw, otherwise they will not withdraw. So many times we lie down but can't sleep because that approval has not come. So only if you understand sleep well, you can help your patients. You know that they heal the best when they are asleep. If they can't sleep, they can't heal. They can't be cured. No medicine can work on them properly. This you know. So you understand sleep also. Just as a waking state and physical body, you must understand the various mental states of sleeping, waking, and dreaming. Then only you can help them. This way I explained to him. So the human being, as we are seeing now, experiencing in this phenomenal world, it is a reflection. It is not the real being. This has to be registered very well in our understanding. Then only things will become clear. Otherwise, it will move in circles. We will feel we have understood, and then again the state of ignorance will come.
Sorry, स्वामी जी, I have to stop क्योंकि टाइम खत्म हो रहा है. श्रोताओं, हम लोग नेक्स्ट वीक जरूर आएंगे. एंड मैं जैसे पहले भी बोलती थी, क्वेश्चंस है तो प्लीज क्वेश्चंस इसके नीचे आप लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख लीजिए, हम स्वामी जी से पूछ लेंगे. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू वेरी मच. गीतांजलि दी, थैंक यू. स्वामी जी, थैंक यू.
Oh, Mario. So I am closing.